I was thinking about faith and religion. Because, first of all, in the 21st century, that's one of the things I can't believe that people still have. Smoking tobacco is another one. I can't believe we still do that. But it seems like in the 21st century, we still have religion, and it's running rampant even. I mean, we still have wars over it, right? And I was thinking about that because someone was talking to me, and they are a believer apparently, but they're questioning, and they said that, I believe in God and everything, but there's a lot of things in the Bible that just seem kind of, I don't know, far-fetched. And I was like, yeah, well, you have to remember that these were, it wasn't written down originally. It was told as stories, passed down from generations after generation. They told these stories because they didn't have written language and stuff. And then somebody finally wrote them down. But by then, they had changed. The stories always change in the telling. And another person was there kind of listening and said, well, there comes a point, though, when you need to have faith. And it's like, that sounds to me like Santa Claus. Like you just have to have faith. Like just believe hard enough. That's the idea. And what is the belief based on? A book that was written in the Bronze Age, right? That we know for a fact has been edited and revised and rewritten dozens of times, right? This is the source of the faith, That was written in the Middle East, too. I mean, the people of God are the Jews, not us. Although I guess that part is one of the things that's been rewritten, you know what I mean? So yeah, we're good now, you know what I mean? God's okay with white Americans now. Well, I guess it was British people and they brought it here. So that's just weird to me. And actually, what I think it is, I don't think it's faith in the book and the stuff that's written in there, because we don't really follow a lot of that stuff anymore, right? What I think it is fear. Faith is based on fear. Because take me, that I'm not a believer, right? Say I'm wrong. What if I'm wrong? When I die, my soul is condemned to eternal suffering and fire. I mean, eternal. Like, that's longer than the lifespan of the universe, right? Eternal suffering with the likes of murderers and rapists and child molesters and men who shave their beards and eat shrimp, right? That's my lot. That's where I get lumped in if I'm wrong. And so I think that fear and the fact that people don't like to think of the fact that, when you die, you just cease to exist, that's another form of fear. Like, you have to have that hope, that faith that you're going to go to a better place and you're going to see all your loved ones again and stuff and go to heaven, right? And also, you have that fear motivating you, like, you better be good, you better not cry, because I tell you what, you're going to suffer for all eternity if you make God mad, right? And that's why people say, well, you shouldn't, talk like that, diss people's religion and stuff, because it's a source of great comfort for them, right? And that God that might get mad at you and throw you in hell, that's the source of comfort, right? And that's just crazy and trippy to me too, because right now we've got children working as slaves in diamond mines, right? And do you know that if they try to escape, if they try to run away, they chop their feet off, right? This is going on. And even here we have kids that are being kidnapped and sold into sexual slavery. You never see them again, right? That's what's happening. You have a huge human trafficking thing going on all over the world. It's huge. I mean, you see things all the time on Facebook about, like, don't answer these questions, or I got a text, and it's just try to find out, people to abduct and things like this. This is a big problem. And so God, well, what's he doing about it? That's what people say, oh, that's all part of God's plan. It's like he has some grand, wonderful idea in mind for these poor children who got their feet chopped off and they're digging diamonds in Yemen or wherever. Give me a break, man. Oh my God, you know what I mean? And then these are the same people that say that kind of thing, that say that God sends things like hurricanes because we allow gay people to get married, right? So here in the United States, we let gay people get married, and so a hurricane is going to decimate the coast of Florida, you know what I mean, to get us back for it. But all these people who are enslaving children and chopping their feet off, oh, that's fine, you know what I mean. Like, give me a break. It's like you pick and choose, like I said about the people in hell that shave their beards and stuff. That's written in Leviticus, that men are not allowed to shave their beards and their sideburns. You know, that's a law. That's a sin to do that. You're not allowed to eat shellfish. You know what I mean? It's like, but that's what happens when you cling to a religion that was crafted by Bronze Age people, right? Primitive people. Because nowadays, we know these things, you know, we understand like the fact that lightning in the sky is not the gods having a battle in the sky, you know what I mean? We understand why things happen, you know what I mean? And so the fact that we still cling to these ancient mythologies just trips me out. And the same people who would tell you, like, it's stupid how the Romans believed in, like, the god of war and Zeus throwing lightning down and hitting people, boom, they're the same ones that talk about God basically doing the same thing, you know what I mean? And you have God and the angels, where you have all these angels who have different jurisdictions. It's basically the same damn thing as the Greek gods and the Roman gods, except for the others aren't gods, just the one God this time, you know what I mean? It's like, it's the same damn thing. And I believe that religion and mythology is an important part of the human condition. I think it's part of being human. But a lot of it, too, stems from personifying things we don't understand so that we can relate to them. Like I said, an earthquake. Can you imagine in primitive times if you didn't understand why earthquakes happen and the ground just starts shaking and buildings are falling over and shit? Like, that would be scary. Your first time, you'd probably think it was the end of the world, you know what I mean? And so then it makes sense, like maybe that was giants that were running and boom, and it shook the earth. Or the gods were angry at us and so they boom, smote the earth, you know what I mean? And so I can see in the Bronze Age, like before Jesus' time, because you got to remember these stories come from way before Jesus supposedly lived and long before these things were ever written down, which is what I mean about them being, you know, change in the telling, like Paul Bunyan and Pecos Bill here, you know what I mean, the tall tales, you know, every time they told him, the guy got bigger, the guy got stronger, the ox got more giant and stuff like that. The same thing happened back then. I mean, they didn't have books, they didn't have TV and movies, that was their entertainment. And a way to pass down the knowledge that we've known, you know, like when I was your age, this is, you know, what my parents told me and stuff. And so we passed down our traditions that way. And eventually, someone wrote down what they ended up with. And since then, they've changed it and edited it and we'll take out most of the stuff written by women, for example, you know what I mean? And so I cannot believe that here in the 21st century, so many people are still buying into this. And, yeah, sorry, not sorry to offend you if you're a true believer and stuff, but I think that it's just the same as the ancient Romans, and you're not going to convince me otherwise. And people have said, like, well, an atheist on his deathbed, then he'll be asking God for forgiveness. It's like, no, I'm not. I'm seriously not worried about where my spirit's going to go from here. And I'm not going to change my tune when I'm on my deathbed either. Guaranteed.